right, guys, welcome to Unit 3. This is the first ed puzzle of Unit 3, and it is on energy. So the two main things we study in science that make up everything that creates all like objective phenomena is matter and energy. You've studied matter in the past, and you'll continue to study matter, especially as you go forth in like chemistry and physics, because you're dealing with different mass and atoms, molecules, elements, compounds, all that stuff. And energy is kind of the same way, except you've been studying energy since you were very, very little. I think it starts in about second, third grade, and it's so important. When we look at energy, we are looking at basically the other half, the married other half of what creates everything in science. So, what is energy? Well, when you hear the word work, what does that make you think of? And how is your definition of work, well, that's his word, different than that of a physicist? Okay, well, think about it. Well, what do you think is work? Work is like getting a job done, right? Or performing a task, or making an effort, and all of that takes energy. Okay, and energy is actually the capacity to do work. However much energy you have is how much work you can get done. So that is what energy is. Energy is the means to do work, capacity to do work. Work is what happens when you apply a force over a certain distance. If I push this desk with a certain amount of force for a certain distance, I'm going to do a certain amount of work. And that work is going to take a certain amount of energy to get done. For instance, if I apply a force of 80 newtons and I do it over 5 meters, I've done 400 Newton meters of work. And a Newton meter is actually a joule, and a joule is how we describe how much energy is being used. We find energy in joules. Same with work. We find that in joules. So work to energy. 1 Newton meter equals 1 joule. Okay, that's the conversion. A lot of times we'll in work we'll say Newton meters, and then in energy we'll say joules. They're really interchangeable. And that was founded by James Prescott Joule. He's the one that coined the name joule and what energy really is. So when a force causes a body to move, work is being done on the object. Work is the measure of energy transfer from object to object, and energy is transferred via work. And they're both measured in joules. So really, energy is just simply the ability or the capacity to do work. There's not much more to it. So let's solve for Santa Claus. Santa Claus needs to burn off some extra holiday weight he put on eating all those cookies. His personal trainer said he needs to apply 100 newtons of force for each rep, and that each rep covers 1 meter distance. Now, obviously, his arms aren't a meter long, but, I'm trying to make it easy for you. So how much work is being done in this workout per rep? Okay, so if we did that, we would see that each rep takes 100 newtons over 1 meter, so it's 100 Newton meters, and that's going to take 100 joules of energy. So each rep will take 100 joules of energy. That's 100 Newton meters of work being done each rep. So if he did 10 rep, he would have 1,000 Newton meters of work done and 1,000 joules of energy that he used. So that is where we're going to stop today. Real simple lesson. Next time we're going to talk about energy transfer and energy systems, because this is where it all starts.